Hello everyone, welcome to our first Facebook live feed, and today we're just kind of go over and just build a little system. It's going to entail a Yamaha QL1, sound device 970, a couple Riedel boxes, and some Lectrosonics wireless microphones. And kind of I'm just going to put it together for you guys and just show signal going to all of it. So I'm first going to start just putting my rack together. And I'm going to start with a venue receiver, and I got all my VRTs in it already with the little clips. And I got my 970 with the PIX drive. Just going to slide it in. And of course a Neon, power it all, and it's a battery. So if we lose power, the wireless microphones and the 970 will still go. I kind of like just to put everything in first and kind of just get everything spaced a little bit so it kind of looks nice, and then everything vents properly and all that kind of stuff. And then now I'm just going to put screws in it all, kind of just mount it all in. And once I get everything where I want it to, that's when I'll start just wiring it up in the back. This is going out to a job that's going to be on a stage, and we're using the 970 to record our wireless mics and a couple handheld mics. They're going to be integrated into the system, and then we have the output boxes with Riedel so they can be at another location, and all we have to do is run Cat 5 instead of having to run copper all over the place. And we can also get audio into the 970 via Dante, because Yamaha consoles come with Dante built into it, so it makes that putting those two together and talking to each other pretty easy, and you just have to run Cat 5 as well. And during this process, if anyone's watching and has questions, feel free to ask. Megan will see them and she can tell me, and I can answer them to the best of my ability. Let me bolt down this Neon because it's the heaviest component we have in here. I like to keep that on the bottom too, just in case if a screw fails or something like that, it doesn't take your whole rack out, which the chance of that happening is pretty rare. And just balance it out so when it just sits somewhere, all the weight's just on the bottom. Cool. So that's built, well, partially. Just got it in there so then I can start plugging stuff in and get stuff turned on. Kind of start firing it up. So I'm going to move it to this table right here. And when you get back here, just start plugging everything in. Now the 970 is going to be redundant power. In case if one cable is bad, it won't turn off while you're recording. Put that one there. And the one. And then once I get everything fired up and everything, I know all the cables are working, I'll kind of dress it, because I don't want to dress everything and then fire it all up with everything zip tied down and a cable doesn't work. Rather find that out now and then troubleshoot if it needs to, and then address it later, because I'll know everything is working properly. And now I'm going to get power to the venue, which is all the way up here. You probably can't see it too well. Alright. And now, put this in there. Cool, that fired up and it's charging. Green light means its battery's charged and it's on AC power. When it's red, it's either charging or AC power is disconnected or been cut, which is pretty nice. So you can just look at the light and tell what's happening. And our venue receiver fired up already. And then the 970 is firing up. Cool, so all those cables work. Wait for it to boot up. Cool. that's firing up. Since the BRTs are different in the venue system than it was previous before, it's giving me a warning saying that the BRT modules aren't the same. So I'm going to go in here and just do a detect, get that going, so I can detect the receivers and it knows what blocks are where. The blocks I have are channel 1 and 2 are 19s, 3 and 4 are 21s, and 5 and 6 are block 26s, and those are Lectrosonics blocks. Done with this before. I'm going to just change this real quickly so we don't see all 32 channels. We can just do 19. There's going to be audio. Yeah, here. Change that back to 16. There we go. Cool. That's all set up. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get some Cat5 cables and I'm just going to connect the PICs to the QL so we can send the audio from the QL to the PICs. Get that started. And then after that, I'll plug in the venue receivers and get those plugged into the QL as well via copper. And then from there, after that, I'll set up the RockNet boxes with Riedel. Because in the back of the console, we have one RockNet card, and the RockNet cards are 16 channels in and out. And since we have nothing coming in, we're just using the card to integrate the console with the two Riedel boxes. And then one thing I'll point out about these venue receivers, because I've done it a bunch of times, is that it goes 1 through 6 on the back from right to left and not left to right how we normally read everything. I've patched it backwards more times than I like to admit. A little thing. And then for now, for the patching is when I put it into the console, since I don't know how exactly it's going to be set up out in the field. I'm just doing everything 1 for 1 right now, so when they go out there and fire everything up, everything's basically talking to each other in a logical order, and then from there they need to route stuff differently pertaining on what the show requirements are. They could do it there. It's already basically set up, and they could just start patching and routing and get everything up instead of figuring out why it's not talking to each other or why this is not working. I've already done all that hard part. So when they get out there on the job site, they can just start with everything working.
So John just asked, there's some of us who are tuning in late. What exactly are you doing? Could you let everyone know?
What I am doing right now is I am building a small little system that's going to incorporate a Yamaha console to record to a Sound Devices 970, and then also to distribute audio with a Riedel system. And then how the PICs is getting its audio too is through Dante. So it's basically a small little system that's incorporating Riedel, Yamaha, Dante, and Sound Devices. So kind of just showing you how we kind of like integrate all these kind of systems together for one job, or this job in particular. Cool. I don't have 7 and 8 plugged in, so I'm just kind of just leave those out. I just have those going straight to the console. I'm gonna get some Cat5 and I'll run the Dante real quick. And the Dante port is on the back of the console right here, which is the nice thing with Dante and Yamaha. They're starting to incorporate Dante into the consoles, so you don't have to get another card or anything like that. And then plug it in here. And then how I'm going to set up Dante for this system is I'm just going to run it both the primary and secondary ports redundant of one another, because I only have 2 pieces of gear. So I'm not really daisy chaining anything together besides just these two parts. And then we can see the lights on the back of the 970 where I have 1G link and then the link activity. So that's a sign right there with the green and the orange right there on the primary side is the one I got connected, that we got a good connection and there's a link between the two. So that's a quick way to know that, okay, these two sides are talking to each other right now. So if you're ever troubleshooting something and you don't see those lights, it could be that cable could be bad or that port could be bad. Just a quick little thing just to check. And when I plug in the secondary, you'll see those are lighting up too. And right now, what I'm doing is just going to the device list, because the beauty with Yamaha, right here, I'll show you guys real quickly, when you go into the Dante setup, this is the main setup menu, and then here's the device mount, to where when you mount devices via Dante, you can mount them here. So I'm going to go to my online device list, and there's our 970 right there. So I'm going to push OK, and now it's right there. Then once those start talking to each other, we'll set up, and then not saying I'm operating the long word clock. Go back, go to word clock, and use Dante. Make that the word clock master. Cool. Alright, so we got that going. And then by now, you should see that the menu over here has detected all of its devices. So when we go through here, we tap each one, we can see that the block's right here in the TV station. It's RX1, 2, so on and so forth. So I'm just going to go through real quickly and just check like the level. Cool, those I'm doing line level, so that's why those are all +4. I want the tuning mode in normal. Phase, all that's going to stay normal, and all these are the individual channels. So right here, when you check one, you can see right here, okay, all those are the same. And then my transmit batteries, we're going to be using AA lithium, so I see all that right there. All the channels are going to be detecting that in the transmitters, so that's good. Smart noise reduction, I got it on normal right now. When they get out there, they could change it to off, full, or however they want the noise reduction system to work. Pilot tone, I'm going to leave that in normal. And then compatibility mode, it's all digital hybrid, because that's what our transmitters are going to be at. So all that stuff is good. Cool. And that is configuring to the network. Now next, what we're going to do is I'm going to plug in the Riedel boxes. And I'll show you in RockNet real quickly how to get those up and running. And these use a Cat5 as well to communicate to one another, which is the nice thing about it. So instead of running X amount of copper to get it to work, or send all your audio from point A to point B, with these is from the console. I can put these boxes wherever they need to go, and I just run 2 pieces of Cat5. And that's how that system works. And then when these things power up, you usually see them as a Christmas tree. Okay, so this is now powering up right now because I have it plugged in. The first thing you want to check is the back, because it has a power A and a power B. So you want to check to make sure that the box is on the correct term. Right now it's on power B, which is this one here. So for instance, since these are going to be on the table, I'm going to put it to A. So now we can play it over.